Welcome to Doron Yoga, everyone. Today we'll work on drishti, on the gaze. It's pretty obvious. We open our eyes and we see, but it's not so obvious how to see, how to keep the eyes open, how to keep the gaze focused, super focused, half focused. We'll look at all that today. To begin with, let's close our eyes and find an inner drishti, inner gaze. See what you're seeing within. Having a drishti helps us be present. Awareness. Doesn't matter, even if just you see some colors floating around. That is different than the thoughts floating around. Set the intention to have awareness of the drishti throughout the practice. One more time, bring the hands to the heart. We'll start with one Om. Softly open the eyes, keep the hands in Namaste, and start to take them straight forward in front of you. Don't move your head, but just let your eyes, your eyeballs, follow the hands. Bring them back in towards the chest. And again, further out. Your eyeballs are following. Keep it further out, thumbs up. Try to keep the gaze forward. Soften the eyeballs. Eyeballs begin to see through the peripheral vision, through the sides of the eyes. You can stop moving the hands when you feel like you can't see them anymore. And stay there for a moment. You can feel how everything softens if you see both thumbs. You can't really have thoughts. The moment the thought comes in, you lose one side. Slowly start to bring the hands closer together. This is the drishti that we want. Super focused and present forward. Back to the heart. Yet it is soft and can see a wide range. Cool. So let's try and practice this drishti throughout. We'll do some exercises for the eyes to strengthen the eyes as well. But all of these movements of the eyeballs following without moving the heads are amazing exercises. So let's come to the hands and knees, please. And you notice how you put your hands. You notice the head lifting forward. Starting with delicious pose, moving the hips in circles. Maybe activating the breath. Maybe you're moving into shoulders, elbows. Still awareness of what you're seeing. Other direction. Cool. Coming back to neutral, keep the hips over the knees. Walk the hands way forward. Downward puppy, lower the head down towards the ground. If the head is down on the ground and it's easy, bring the chin down or even the chest heavy down. Make your way to downward dog. Notice your eyes transition, right? Maybe they looked at the hands, scanned the entire mat. Boom, and ended up on your toes, maybe at the knees. All right, I got mine roughly at the toes or ankles. And the secret is to have a drishti, to be aware of what you're seeing. Even if Ashtanga told you that you have to look at your belly button, it's fine. If it feels good for you, for me it feels too strenuous on the neck. I'd rather keep my neck relaxing, so. But even if it is the knees or the ankles, the idea is to really have one, to be present with one, to see where are you right now. I can see my right foot lifting the ground. Lift it up, high up behind you. And then bend the right knee, open the hip, and try to take your gaze a bit to the left. See if you can see your right toes maybe. Give some circles in the ankles. Straighten the right leg, straighten the gaze forward. And then as you exhale, bring the knee forward towards the chin or the nose. Inhale, back to the sky. Exhale, right knee goes towards the left elbow. Inhale, back to the sky. Exhale, right knee over to the right elbow. Inhale, back to the sky. Gaze forward, right foot between the hands. Coming into low lunge. For the transitions, anytime you need to bring the foot forward. If you move the head forward, it helps open the chest, helps create space for the hips, so that eventually your foot can come forward. Hips are low, belly in, chest up. Again, awareness. What are you seeing? And then the hard part, can you see without calling it names, without labeling it? Let's do one more practice for the eyes. Hands up to a cactus. Bring them closer in. And again, with the eyeballs, follow the hands. Try not to move your head. Just soften your eyes. A few more times. Arms forward and open. Keep going at your pace. Forward. Breathe. Open. Close. And open. This time take it wide, wide, a little almost back bend here. Gorgeous. Hands down to the ground. Watch them tapping the mat. Step the right foot back. Gaze is a bit forward. Hang in plank for a moment. Fill up between the shoulder blades and really move your head a bit from side to side to make sure there's no tension in the neck. And you'll notice when you look down, it doesn't move as much. If I look up, it doesn't move as much. You just look a bit forward. If you want, you can lower the knees down. Try to bend the elbows and keep the gaze slightly forward. Don't change it. Inhale, rise, open up. The gaze is slightly up. Not so much that it crunches the neck, but enough to create space. Shoulders move back. Downward facing doggy. Again, seeing the feet. Noticing the left foot lifting the ground, left leg up to the sky behind you. Bending the left knee, open the hips, try to look and see if you can find your left foot. Few ankle rotations. Straightening the left leg. Exhale, knee towards the nose, towards the chin. Inhale, back to the sky. Exhale, across to the right. Inhale, back. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, back. Left foot between the hands. Your gaze is forward. Right knee lowers down. Even now, you see how the gaze transitions, shifts as you bring the hands to the hips. Hips are low. Belly comes in, activating your bandhas. Lift the chest, relax the shoulders, relax the eyes. It's almost like the eyes are smiling. And here we go. Let's do the cactus practice again. Arms up. And follow with your eyeballs. Cool. Open, a little back bend. And watch the hands without moving your eyes. See how they touch the ground. Gaze is forward, but I can still see my hands. If your gaze is soft enough, you'll be able to see quite a bit. Inhale. Shine through. Baby cobra or upward dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Walk the feet to the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Gaze follows the hands. Exhale, slow and steady, samastitihi. That was warm-up 1. We'll do warm-up 2. And so just until we get to Chaturanga, please keep the gaze forward. Inhale, well, starting with the gaze going up. Exhale, forward fold. Now is the time. We're going to lock the gaze forward. Keep it in one spot. Exhale, right foot back. Don't change what you're looking at. Left foot back. Don't change what you're looking at. Chaturanga. Only now. Inhale. Open, shine, shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot forward. Activate strong in the left leg. High lunge. Reach the arms. Watch the hands. Coming up, full of presence. If it's too much to look up, look forward or down. If you can, keep looking up. Sink the hips. Lift the chest. Relax the shoulders. Ujjayi. Watch the hands. They're going to come down to the ground. Step it forward. Gaze is forward. Exhale, forward fold. Let the head relax. Inhale. Watch the hands as you come up. Presence. Exhale, slow motion, hands to heart. Second side. Inhale, arms up over the head. Exhale, forward fold, slow and steady. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, left foot, gaze stays forward. Inhale, right foot, gaze stays forward. Exhale, Chaturanga. Only now, gaze shifts. Come slightly up. Eyes are still relaxed, don't strain. Exhale, downward dog. And so it's really important that we don't strain when we look. Left foot forward. Power the right leg. Inhale, coming up, high lunge. Sink the hips down. Again, gaze can be up if it's okay for you. It can be down. Breathing. Hands slowly down, following with the gaze. Gaze now is forward, right foot forward, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, steady, hands to the heart. Sun salute A, Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, lock the gaze forward. Exhale, Chaturanga, gaze didn't change. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. It's almost like your soft, deep Ujjayi breath can help you relax in the eyes, in the gaze. I've been taught to focus towards the nose, which, if you take it quite literally, will make you cross-eyed. So try to imagine that even if that were true, you would focus really in the direction of the nose, far, far ahead. But I would say today, at least, let's practice the softening. So even if you can see the nose, you can see wide, wide, wide. Super healthy for your eyes. Look forward, maybe shift the gaze forward first, then jump. Lengthen gaze a bit forward. Exhale, relax the eyes, end up on the knees or the legs. Inhale, coming all the way up. If your arms are forward, great. If they're going sideways, see if you can follow. Hands to the heart. Bending the knees, Utkatasana. Sometimes known as chair pose, sometimes as fierce. We'll just call it Utkatasana. If you can, keep the gaze up towards the hands. Hands to the heart. Watch the hands. Open the hands to the side. Just keep your gaze soft all the way to the side. Hold here for a moment. One more peripheral practice. Bring the palms slowly closer towards each other. And then back up. Gaze is following all the time. Neck moves a bit. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, gaze forward, look forward. Exhale, Chaturanga, gaze is still forward. Inhale into happiness. Exhale into downward dog. Right foot forward, left heel spins down. Slowly up, warrior one. Gaze is present. You're seeing your drishti, exactly what you're seeing right now. Maybe your thumbs, maybe your hands, maybe you're looking forward. That's okay, just be present with it. Hands to the heart. Slowly begin to twist to the right. As you twist to the right, take your gaze to the right. Pull your right shoulder a bit more to the right. Stay here, or optional left arm up and back. Keep your gaze just moving over the right shoulder back so it remains a twist. Inhale, follow gaze, follow hands back to warrior, Virabhadrasana. Exhale into Chaturanga Dandasana. Hands down, step it back. The gaze is forward, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward. Beautiful. The left foot forward, coming up. Warrior one, slow and steady, following your hands. Take a couple of breaths, sink the hips. Relax the shoulders, relax the eyes. Hands to the heart. Twisting to the left. Full awareness of your movement, of your transitions. Every exhale, surrender the shoulder deeper. Take your drishti a little more to the left. Optional, adding the back bend. Don't change your drishti. Back to the warrior. My gaze, my drishti follows the hand. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Resting in downward dog. If it's too much, resting in child's pose. Awareness of where you are. Where's your mind? Where is your drishti? Look forward, jump forward. Elongate. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, happiness. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot forward, left heel down, slowly up. B3, right arm underneath the left, eagle arms. Sink a little deeper, lengthen. And then go back. Maintain the breath. Inhale, rise back to the warrior. Follow the hands, bring them to the heart. Right foot to the right. Move the hands down, see them landing to the inside of the right foot. Left knee comes back and down. Staying here or opening lizard. Maybe you're opening the right knee to the side, maybe staying up. Feel free, lower to a block, or if your forearms can reach the ground, that's amazing. Maybe you can even smile with gratitude. Your gaze, the tendency is to let the head drop completely. See if you can keep the gaze slightly forward. By keeping the gaze slightly forward, and maintain some length in the neck. The drishti really affects our body. Whatever you're seeing, keep seeing, stay blank, but keep softening in the eyes. Let it feel like you're looking at one point and expanding at the same time. Yin and yang. Nice, everybody. We're going to exit through the airplane, so hands back down on the mat. Move the left knee forward, right arm underneath right thigh, left arm to the side. The secret to all of these arm balances is part of it is drishti. So shift your gaze forward. Start to move your chest forward, hips. Try to lift the arms up off the ground. If that's easy, lift the back knee off the ground. Breathe here. Really, the gaze is forward. Those of you that take the arm balance, Ekapada Kundanyasa, go. Otherwise, stay here 3 more breaths and we will meet in downward dog after your vinyasa. Even now, gaze slightly forward. If you take chin stand, take chin stand. Otherwise, jump back chaturanga. Breathing. Left foot forward, right heel down. Watching the hands, reach them forward, up to the warrior. Sink the hips. Left arm underneath the right. Eagle arms. Reach forward. Then go back. Slowly bring the hands back up. Watch the hands as they come to the heart. Move the left foot to the left and bring the hands to the inside of the left foot. Right knee down, maybe a little back. We want to have the left foot more forward than the left knee. If available, open to the side. If available, lower down to the forearms. Gaze a bit forward. If it starts to get too easy, walk the elbows forward. If it's too much, come up, back up to the hands or on the block. And then once you found your spot, relax the shoulders, relax the eyes again. Presence. See if you can bring softness to the area of the eyebrows. Good. Keeping the softness around the eyes. Notice sometimes when we go to challenging poses, our eyes begin to change. So keeping the softness, we're starting to work towards airplane. Right knee forward, left foot on the ground. Left arm under left thigh. Right arm to the side, gaze is forward. Tuck the belly in, stay here, or lift the back knee off the ground. Airplane deluxe. Again, feel free to stay here, this is amazing. Or hands down, Ekapada Kundanyasa. Shifting the weight forward, gaze a bit forward, breathing all the while. Staying here, either going to Chaturanga in a breath or into the chin stand, your choice. Downward dog when you're ready. Child's pose if you need it. Take 2-3 breaths. And jumping forward, start with the gaze. Keep the gaze forward. Jump, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, Utkatasana. Watch the hands as they come up. And watch the hands as you forward fold back down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward dog. Bring your right foot forward, warrior one. Come up slow, steady. Watch your hands all the way to the top. Keep looking at your right hand in slow motion. Open warrior two. Relax the shoulders, bend a little deeper in the knee. Keep looking at the right hand. Slowly lower the right hand down towards the knee. Bring it back up right in front of your eyes. Take it over to the right side. Back to center. Go really slow. Go to the left. You're trying to move your eyeballs with the hand. You'll be able to go further with the left. And then back to center. Turn the palm up. Reach a bit forward and then reverse the warrior. Back to the warrior two. Extended side angle, right elbow to the thigh, left arm over the head, or right hand can come to the floor if that's in your practice. Try to twist. Instead of Ashtanga to the hand, try to see if today you can look under the armpit towards the sky. Back up, warrior two. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Moving with your breath. Left foot forward, right heel down. Slowly again, focusing on the hands, being present. Look at your left hand as you open warrior two. Keep the gaze at the left hand. Try to feel your body, how you adjust it. Once you find your happy warrior two, find the softness and then find the stillness. Look at your left hands, left fingertips. Slowly start to lower the hand down. Don't change your gaze. Inhale up. Exhale left. Back to center. Over to the right. Back to center. Pause. Reach. Palm up. Reverse. Warrior two. Extended side angle, your choice. Can be elbow to the thigh, can be hand down. So the nice thing about looking towards the hand is it opens the chest, but it also creates an overly arch in the lower back and some stress in the neck. So again, try to really look up to the sky under the armpit. See if that can help you really open the whole body sideways without straining the neck. Back up, warrior two. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Into downward dog. Look between the hands, step or jump the feet. Lengthen the spine. Take the feet about hip width apart and forward fold. Your drishti is wherever it is. The idea is to just let the head relax down. You can hold the elbows if you like. Some of you like Ashtanga variations, hands over the feet, feet over the hands. Kasha taking a slightly different variation due to hamstring injury. Breath. Eyes soft and relaxed, wherever you are. Beautiful. Relax the hands. Bend the knees. Roll up slowly to standing. Samastitihi. Opening the right foot to the right side for Prasarita Padottanasana. Clasping the hands, or if the shoulders are a bit tight, clasping a strap, as Dan is demonstrating. Inhale, create a lot of length. Exhale, forward fold. Maintaining the breath. Take the head a bit over towards the right side. Just noticing how your gaze, your drishti shifted. Back to center, over to the other side. Even if it's just the movement of your hands a bit, that's beautiful. Slowly back to center. So pay attention now as we come to stand, right? We're going to scan a lot of the room. So pay attention to your drishti. Bam, wow, mat, wood. Oh, hi there. How you guys doing? And back up to standing. Come to the front of the mat. Shake it away now. Cool. Parsvottanasana, taking the hands behind the back. If available, reverse namaste. If not available, simply hold the elbows. Block your drishti for a moment so you know where your starting point is. Right foot steps back, the drishti hasn't shifted. Hips forward. Now, belly up, chest up. Drishti comes up slightly. And again, noticing the scanning. Right, I saw our beautiful bamboo roof, bamboo pillars, wood. Boom, hit the toes. Maybe you've ended up looking at the knee or the shin. It doesn't matter. But you're present, and your drishti is just a bit forward in order to create somewhat of a length in the spine. Breath. Elbows a bit up. Try to take the right hand down to the ground, either to the floor, to the foot, or to the outside of the left foot for a revolved triangle. Left hand can stay on the hip or go to the sky. Drishti turns, maybe one day it's up towards the left hand. Anytime we look up, it's almost always more challenging than looking down. So if you find your balance being challenged, just look down. You can take the gaze down for stability as you make your way back up to stand. Right knee forward and release down. Second side. Left foot steps back. Take the hands again behind the back. Maybe you can wiggle a little further. Hips forward. Drishti, chest, belly comes up. Everything lengthens. And then slowly reach forward. Belly tucks in. Drishti scans the entire room. It reaches down towards the toes. Traditional Ashtanga, maybe it's towards the ankles. Really, again, the last thing you want the drishti to do is to stress you out or you to stress out the drishti. Keep your gaze soft, keep your breath alive, and stay present. Keeping the Zen mind, the Ujjayi breath. Gorgeous, everyone. Parivrita Trikonasana, revolved triangle. And wherever that works for you. The hands can be anywhere on the leg. It doesn't have to reach the ground. Maybe you're just twisting the shoulder. Only if it feels good for you, take the right arm to the sky and maybe the gaze up. Breathing. Gaze comes down. Inhale. Reach up with the torso, step the knee forward, and lower the foot down. Shake it away. Beautiful. Let's take one more standing balancing pose. We'll just take a simple tree. Again, just to kind of look at how important this drishti is. So you can keep the foot even down on the ankle if it's challenging. On the shin or on the thigh, just try not to put it on the knee, please. Hands to the heart, steady your gaze forward, belly in. If you'd like, stay here. This may be challenging enough. If you'd like, challenge your drishti. Take the arms up and either keep the drishti down or take the drishti up, which I find a lot more challenging. Okay? For those of you that don't believe how important the drishti is, try closing your eyes. You will see the balance will, for 93% of us, we will fall and then come back up. If your eyes are closed, open them back up. Watch the hands as they come forward, back together and down to the heart. Keep still, a few more breaths here. We'll just take it wide open to practice the peripheral drishti. Again, as wide as you can still see your hands. Don't go wider than that. You want to see both hands. Hands slowly forward, straight arms, touching back to the heart. Prayer. Right knee forward, lower down. If you need to shake it away for a moment. Having fun yet? I hope so. Doing okay. Here we go. Second side. So, again, left foot. By the way, it happens sometimes that the foot doesn't reach exactly the same height if one side of the hip is tighter than the other. That's okay. Hands to the heart. By all means, stay here. If you're going further, arms come up. If you want to challenge yourself further, gaze comes up. Drishti. Shoulders are relaxed. For those of you that are practicing closing the eyes, by all means do so. Eyes are open. Hands come together and slowly lower down to the heart. Reach the arms forward in front of you. Slowly begin to open straight arms wide apart. If it's too much, you can bend the elbows too. You're still seeing both hands. Kind of like a miracle, isn't it? Hands slowly back together, straight arms. Pull it in towards your heart. Left knee forward and release. What I find, and maybe this is helpful for you as a big believer in yoga body and Zen mind, that when I'm opening the arms and when I'm really seeing both sides, both hands, it's almost impossible for me to have thoughts. A little shortcut to training the mind. Let's make our way into, you know what, we're going to go to downward dog, but if you want to take a crow on the way, feel free. We'll give it a bit of a time. So we'll start with just lowering to a squat. So lift the heels if you like a little extra work, because why not, right? Gaze is a bit forward. If you can, keep the knees moving in. Stop with the hips knee height. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Either lower to a squat and rest or lower the hands down. And the big deal about crow is to have the drishti a bit forward, right? It's kind of funny. If I look down, I can handle it, but most of us will fall. The drishti really affects our pose. And from here, keep the drishti forward as you jump back, Chaturanga. Inhale, whatever way works for you, right? Walking back, crawling back. Meeting in the downward facing dog. Take a breath. Coming forward to plank. Lower down to the belly. Nice. So take a breath or two to rest. And then here we go. Shalabhasana. Reach the arms forward. We're going into Locust Shalabhasana. Lift the right leg up. Lift the left arm up. Try to look forward while you see the left arm. You're a little more paying attention through your left eye. Lower the right leg, left hand, right arm, left leg. Maintaining the breath. Lower both. Move your hips for a second. We're coming up with both. If this is too much, just keep the arms alongside the body. Arms forward. Watch the hands as they come in towards the chest, towards the face. Reach them out. And let's go swimming. So this time I'm going to go elbows to the side, back, lift the chest, and arms forward. My gaze is constantly forward, but I see the hands the whole entire time. Keep moving with your breath, your rhythm. Gaze forward, watch the hands, but don't move the head. Just soften in your eyeballs. Soft drishti, Zen drishti. 3 more. 1, 2. Last one. Lift, hold, 2, 1, rest. You can move the hips a bit from side to side. Beautiful. We'll do a little bit of a quad stretch. So left elbow in line with left shoulder, bending the right knee. Reach the foot forward. And once you've reached the edge, that's it. You can notice if the foot is quite a bit forward, you may be able to turn the fingers forward. There's a tendency to want to look towards the right shoulder, right foot. Keep the drishti forward. The more forward you are, it will pull the right shoulder forward. Suddenly your right foot will go down further. If you're really close to the ground and it's easy, follow kasha. Lift onto the left hand and stretch more. It's more of a preparation for the back bend for the full entire pose. Couple more breaths. Lower down and just switch sides. As I press the foot down, there's a feeling of the foot pressing a bit up. Maybe one side was easier, one side's harder, that's normal. Again, if your foot is really pretty much to the ground, you can lift up. Either way, the gaze is a bit forward, soft gaze. And I like to think of it as I'm looking towards the eyebrows, way forward, and then I spread, open, expand, widen. Lower down. We'll go right away into Dhanurasana. Take the feet, or if you can, the ankles. Lift up. Again, drishti not down, drishti a bit forward. It doesn't need to go up, that's too much stress on the neck. Just a bit forward. Lift the legs a bit more, lift the chest a bit more. Sparkle in the eyes. Let your eyes be like fireworks on a beautiful dark sky. And lower down. If you want a little bit of a break, please do press into child's pose. If you want more back bending, lift up a little baby cobra or full cobra. Both options are amazing. I can tell you here we mostly take different ones every time. Some people need child's pose one day and cobra the other day. And so that's the beauty of giving options, is that you have to eventually be the master of your own body, your own practice, and decide what's right for me today. Downward facing dog for everybody. Couple deep breaths. And the right foot forward, lower the left knee down. One more time, going into a low lunge like we've done earlier. If you'd like a low lunge deluxe, bend the left knee. We won't stay here too long. Just bring it in towards the back, open the chest. If you want to work preparing for the back bends coming up soon, you can take the right arm up and try to take the drishti up. That's a lot less steady. Or I'm going to keep the drishti forward. I can really feel the difference. Just a couple more breaths here. If you bind, you bind. Good. We're going to release the back foot. Straighten the front leg, Ardha, half Hanuman. And by all means, some of us will stay today in half Hanuman. See how it goes. Everybody start here. Again, notice Hanuman. It's kind of like, okay, Slampasana, boom, and the drishti is gone. See if you can keep the drishti a bit forward. Right? I won't say look at your toes, because then you all start having conversation with your pedicurist, even if it's you. Try to look a bit beyond your toes so you don't get tempted to start fidgeting with the toes, which happens a lot, right? Yeah. And then see what you're looking at. I'm looking at some pattern on the wood, and I'm softening so I don't start thinking about anything specific. For some of you, this is easy. Roll forward. If it's not, or if you have a hamstring injury, please don't go forward. Doesn't matter how far you go, right? Just as long as you're feeling something behind the leg. If it feels a bit like Ai Chihuahua, that's good. How's your gaze? Is it still soft? Is it still present? Notice the conversation in the head. And some of us have this like, but yesterday I did the full Hanuman. Yeah, me too, so what? Practice the art of non-comparing, not even to yourself, not even to a different time. Just a few more breaths, we're almost there. If you want to practice Kung Fu style yoga, you can see Dan's on his fingertips. They're turning blue, but he's staying cool. You don't see anything changing in his drishti. This is the true art of focusing. Okay, I think it's good. Let's release. We'll come to all fours and we'll do a bit of knee circles. So right knee to the side as if it's a downward pissing dog, and then take some circles with the right knee. Notice the drishti, I dropped mine and then I remembered, so I moved it a bit forward and then to the other direction with the leg. Not so much forward that it crushes my neck, but a bit so it lengthens my neck. Beautiful. Either downward dog, or I recommend take a vinyasa to keep the heat in the body. Tapas. Into the downward dog. Okay, don't get too excited. Left foot forward, right knee down. Yippee-dee-yoo-ya, coming up. Bending the right knee. If this is too much, don't. Just stay in low lunge. Right, we've kind of warmed up for this on the belly. We've done the Ardha Bekasana, half frog. If this is super easy for you and you want to try to lift one arm up, gaze can be down or up. One day holding the hands. Really, it's not the purpose of this, it's just extra fun for those that can. Eventually, the drishti does shift. Releasing slowly into half Ardha Hanumanasana. Right. Hanuman, the monkey that leaps over. Notice if you right away relax the head, keep it up a bit, drishti a bit forward. Leaping over any challenges we have in our life, such as tight hamstrings or injured hamstrings. Staying in the half if you like, straightening. Maybe it's 1/4 centimeter forward. Maybe it's a lot forward. Again, it's the art of practicing. Practicing the body obviously helps us become better, stronger, healthier in the long run. But really, we're using it as a great tool, as intended yoga originally, to master our mind, to become more Zen in our mind. To be able to be here with less stories about the past or the future. To be able to be here and breathe at the present moment. To see at the present moment. Returning to breath. Knowing what you're looking at. Beautiful, everyone. Slowly begin to release. We'll do again the leg circles. So onto all fours, left knee to the side. Gaze slightly forward as you release a bit in the hips. Reverse the direction, please. Nice, we'll take a vinyasa. So we'll do a little playtime here. Take the right leg up to the sky. Bend the right knee, open the hips. Maybe you're staying here. If you can, flip the dog, right foot down for a little bit of a wild thing. Straight left leg, lift the hips, lift the chest. Let the right arm hang over the head, opening the shoulder a bit more. We've done that in the shoulder sequence. If you'd like, bend the left foot, bend the left knee, that is, lifting up higher. And maybe you're lowering down more gracefully than me into the back bend. See, I've done it a million times and sometimes it still doesn't work. The secret is smile when it doesn't work. Be okay with it, right? Don't cut out all the pieces that didn't work out. Here we go. Flipping back, you can lower down to your back. You can try to turn the left hand. Lift it up. Maybe you feel like a vinyasa. Maybe you feel like hanging out in downward dog. Because you know what's coming next. Side two. Left leg up. Open, bend, flip the dog, you wild thing. Lift the hips, lift the chest, hang for a moment. For those going for the full back bend, adjust the feet. Left hand down into the back bend. Breathing. I know some of you have practiced these early in class. I usually put it now after we've really warmed up plenty to be ready for this. And the exit, maybe turn the right hand, lift back up, downward dog, or just go for a vinyasa. Nice, everyone. Since we've began our journey into the back bends, let's continue. Step or jump through to your seat. In slow motion, we're going to lower to the back. Really use your core. Notice where your drishti is. Hopefully just a bit forward at the beginning. And notice how the drishti shifts. And when we notice that, we see so much. It's like we have so much more experience. So many more experiences in the day. Adjust your feet a bit hip width or maybe a bit wider if you have tiny hips. Knees moving in, begin to lift the hips, lift the chest. My drishti is up, shoulders under. you're either here and staying in bridge. If you're going up for the Urdhva Dhanurasana, hands down, lifting, my head falls down, and so my drishti shifts. It's looking back between my hands. I breathe. At times I take it a bit towards the feet just to open the chest more and walk the hands deeper, but then I do relax the head. I try not to lift it up. That just straightens again the neck. Just let it fall, let it be loose. You want to practice it looking down, looking towards the hands. You will need that when you do drop backs. When you need to, come on down. Take a breath, relax. You can move the knees from side to side. I'm going to take a few circles with the wrists. And then we're going to come back up again. Some of you don't even take rests. Stop bragging. Hips up, chest up, head is relaxing. Really move your head and neck. Make sure there's no tension there. If it's challenging, stay here. If it's easy, walk the hands a bit. And most of you will stay for another 3 and then come down. If you have coming up to standing, please do. Otherwise, lower down, rest for a moment. And then bring the knees to the chest for a moment, roll back and forth and come up to standing. Let's all join standing. So, more back bends, just a couple more. But as we do them, again, let's focus on the drishti. So you will see a big difference. I'll demonstrate for a quick second. I'm lifting up. My gaze is still forward as I go back so I don't collapse in my chest. Keep the chest up, I lower down. At some point I can let the head relax, and that's fine. If I try to lift the head up now, it causes a collapse and I'm almost falling back. So when you come out, try to look back and down as much as you can. Come up vertebrae by vertebrae. Let the head and the drishti be last, the drishti forward. So the drishti stays down as you come up. Starting with the hands either on the hips, or maybe they'll walk down the legs. Chest up, begin to go back. If it's uncomfortable to leave the head, keep it looking forward. If you can, once you've reached your destination, let the head hang back. Notice the drishti, see if you can fix it at one spot. Breathe for 3, 2, 1, up, gaze stays back. And it's the last one to come up and see the ground. And when you come up, boom, lock it at one spot so that you're steady. Okay, you need a little break. Here we go. Forward fold just for a second. If you need to bend the knees a little bit or a ton, I'm going to bend mine some. Okay, let's go again. So roll up to stand. I know these are really intense, so you can go just a tiny bit. You don't have to go all the way, or really just find what is your edge. Inhale, lengthen. This time, repeat what we just did. If you want to go a little wilder, your hands are at the heart. Lift up, start to go back. Be careful, keep the hands at the heart. Only if this is super steady and you've done drop backs, or you're on the way towards them. Hands can come towards the forehead or even hanging over. Inhale, come up. Bend the knees. Fold a bit. So, right, you can see we're all doing a bit differently here in this class, and it's important that you recognize to go just to where is right for you. The last thing you want to do is flip over back if you can't. So the legs are super duper strong. Nice, bend the knees a ton. Have a seat. Let's release it with a twist. Ardha Matsyendrasana, bend the left knee. Right foot goes over. If it's too much, keep the left knee straight. Lengthen the spine. Try to bring the arm over. Grow way, way tall. and then twist to the right. And if you don't believe, again, that the drishti helps, try. Look over to the left. Sure, the neck is relaxed. But then when you take it over to the right, see if it suddenly you can feel your whole torso, your spine, your shoulder go deeper. I definitely did. It's also a nice stretch for the neck, so why not? Steady drishti. Stay as you are. Now just take your eyeballs more towards the right. See if that deepens your stretch. And it's good. It's again a good stretch for the eyeballs. So this time we are moving them over to the right, not simply by softening. Beautiful. Back to center. Let's switch sides. Beginning by lengthening a lot. Then coming over. Chest is tall, twisting over to the left. Okay, you can notice the difference between looking forward and taking the gaze back. Once you take the gaze back, relax the shoulders, start to move a bit your eyes, your eyeballs to the left. See if that helps you deepen. If it does, consider smiling. You just gained another trick. It's these little things that really make the difference in the practice, right? Anybody can come and say, oh, I've done yoga. How deep did you really let yourself go? How much did you relax your mind? Did you actually use your drishti and bandhas and breath? 1 hour of this is equal to 17 hours of nonsense yoga. Back to center, no judgment. Good. So we'll skip the vinyasa, feet together, knees to the side. Baddha Konasana. I'm just feeling so blissed out. I hope you guys are too. Really, the softening of the eyes is like being in deep meditation. Belly and chest forward, forward fold. If this is a bit of slumpasana, please do sit on a block. You can see Dan demonstrating, reaching forward. Try not to collapse down, but rather shift the chest. Right, so I would say either hands down and you're pulling the chest through, gaze forward. If available, forearms down, doing the same thing. Over time, even if you go all the way down, right, I feel my belly button down, my chest, and then I'm kind of bringing a bit my chin. Not so much that it kills my neck, but just a bit to create this lengthening. And this happens thanks to my drishti moving slightly forward. It's like the drishti is the leader, and the body follows in whatever direction we take it. Soften the breath a little more. Relaxing in the eyes. Slowly start to come up. We'll take the legs wide apart. Upavishta Konasana. Again, some of you will need to be on a block. Absolutely fine. Belly in, working on the forward anterior rotation of the pelvis. Shoulders are back, chest is forward. If you can't come to the forward place, just keep the hands behind you and work on that tilt if you can. Amazing. Definitely subscribe, because I promise I will give you one day a wall practice and I'll show you how to get this pose. This was my secret. I did it on the wall for a while and it just, boom, 1 month, and what I was stuck on for a year, bang, transition. Right? Practical, efficient. Time is limited. Make best use of it. Breathing. Sometimes the best use of time is just to be present, blank. This will regain the energy so you can have super focused when you go later to work or play with your children or solve Sudoku puzzles. Slowly coming up. If you really want a vinyasa, go ahead. Otherwise, we're going into Paschimottanasana, both legs forward. Beautiful. Go, Kasha. You too. Again, feel free to bend the knees as much as is needed here. Traditionally, drishti is towards the toes. The idea really, again, is to understand why a drishti was in that way, and then work on the intention of it rather than being locked into a dogma. And the intention was that if you're down and you're looking a bit forward, it opens up your heart. It lengthens the spine. And so just take a drishti a bit forward, wherever that may be for you, that helps you create the space. Feel the muscles around the eyes relax. Slowly coming up. We're going to go into shoulder stand. Shifting a bit forward on your mat so you have space to roll back. Rolling, and notice, did you see the legs as you rolled over? Hands clasped for a moment. Roll the shoulders under. Lock the gaze, I can see kind of between my knees. And then bring the hands to the back, lift the legs up. Take the drishti and lock it at the toes. Again, if you can't look at your toes without having a conversation with your pedicurist, please look beyond it. Look to the sky, look to the knees. Look at somewhere where you can actually stay blank. If you need to be hypnotized, you can even look at your belly and watch it inflate and deflate. All options are great. The reason we take it a little more to the toes than to the belly is because sometimes, for some of us that have a little neck issues, this helps pull the chin slightly away from the chest, and by doing so we have a bit more curve in the spine to give more space for your cervical spine, number 7, C7. But if everything's okay, just look up towards the toes, stay present, and then relax the eyes so you can see far more than the toes. Let's practice this. You're looking at the toes, keep the gaze up, just soften the eyes, start to take the legs wide apart. Stop when you can't see the feet, or maybe you can go all the way as wide as you can go and still see your toes. And then legs back up. Good. Look at your left foot, start to take the right leg over the head towards the ground. And at some point I see I lost my foot, I'm still going, I can see my knee. And then the right leg back up, I can see the foot again. It meets the left. Left goes. Again, really nice practice for the eyes. Left foot down, left leg back up. Good, both legs come over the head. I watch first the toes. Then it's like my eyes are sliding on my legs. They see my knees. Clasp the hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders a bit more if needed. Halasana, plough pose. Slowly bending the knees towards the ears. Your gaze is free to look up towards the sky, the ceiling. Soft still with the eyes. Hands flat on the back, on the ground. Straighten the legs. Belly slightly tucks as you lower down. You can bend the knees as much as you need to for coming down. I suddenly see the toes. Before I reach all the way to the ground, I lift my chest up. And then I take the head back down. Drishti is up in the direction of the nose, but really I'm looking at the sky. Maybe feet down, maybe feet up. Variations of fishies, Hands up, possibly, palms together. This may be too much. Again, see where you are today. See what feels better for you, looking in the direction of the nose or towards the third eye. Sometimes towards the third eye actually helps me tuck the head a little further and get a deeper throat stretch. Slowly you can bring the elbows down to support you as you release that. Bring the knees to the chest. Give yourself a nice loving hug. Thank yourself for this practice. We'll take a short guided Shavasana. So join us, please. You can have the legs straight. You can have feet together, knees to the side, whatever feels good for you. Palms facing up on the ground. Close your eyes. Awareness of what you're seeing for a moment with the eyes closed. If you've started with knees to the side, maybe straighten the legs. Practice for a moment the peripheral vision with the eyes closed. It's almost like you can feel the eyes resting into their sockets. There's a space, there's wideness, expansion, far beyond what the eyes can see. If it's hard to let it all go, begin by scanning the muscles around the eye. Really feel like your intention, your awareness, maybe your awareness has the appearance of a white light. Feel the puffiness underneath the eyes disappear. The lines from your smiles expand like beautiful sun rays. The eyebrows relax. The space between your eyebrows softens. Even your forehead and temple and the rest of the face relax. They do affect the eyes just as much as the eyes affect them. And for the last few breaths, just really a sense of melting, of softening everything. Bring the palms on top of your eyes. The heel of the hand is on the eyes. Deeper darkness, deeper space. Keep the palms on top of the eyes for a couple more breaths. As you release the hands, try to maintain this softness, darkness behind the eyes. Slowly make your way up to sit. You can even now bring the hands on top of the eyes for another second to really set the intention to keep the softness, keep the peripheral vision alive. It is both focus and soft. Keep the eyes closed for a moment. Lower the hands to the heart. Promise yourself to practice this in the other practices that we do here at Doron Yoga, as well as in your daily life. You can open your eyes for a moment. Thank you all so much for your practice and trying this with us. Please do leave us a comment what you think of this. Make sure you share it with at least 3 friends of yours that can benefit from this, which means everybody. And then close your eyes one more time for an Om. Inhale. Om. Namaste.